you do this? One thing is, culture is a huge aspect of this. It's much easier to build an army of entrepreneurs in a culture that is already somewhat flat, not hierarchical, a company that communicates often. But these are some of the things. You literally have to sort of take down the walls and the structures that create hierarchy. Think about what entrepreneurs like. Think about Silicon Valley. There are no walls. There usually are no offices. There's not a lot of hierarchy. And when you talk about the new generation, this is exactly what they want in the workplace. The new generation is attracted to an army of entrepreneurs model, and they, the right ones will stay and be motivated. Just a little bit on the new generation. They are some of the smartest, most engaged, most capable people I've ever hired, but they are demanding and they are high maintenance and they want to feel more owner-like. They do not operate well in old school hierarchical cultures. You need to make leadership accessible. Entrepreneurs or entrepreneurial people like to walk in their boss's office and say, hey, I've got an idea, and be listened to. You need to keep the dialogue and the idea flow going. In our firm, we have a rule: you can know anything about this company outside of someone else's salary. Anything. How much a client bills, what the profit margin is. Ask me anything is the rule. Because if you want owner-like employees, they must have the information you do, within reason, to make quick decisions. And then we developed a nudge, which I'll tell you about. A really important part of my epiphany was, I run a communications business. Most people who we recruit will come out of journalism or a corporate communications environment. They didn't go to business school. They don't know how a business runs. We as owners or people who run divisions or departments assume that people know how the business works. That is actually usually wrong. You need to teach people the business of the business. So the first thing we embarked on doing was training people how the business actually runs, how we make money, what our goals are, things like revenue, profit margins, collections, receivables. All of these simple concepts to us in the room are unknown concepts to them. All of these things we are very transparent about and we teach people. And as soon as they understand the business, it's unbelievable how the ideas they bring to the table are very different. Then you need to create a clear path to success. I'm sure in a lot of those employee surveys, people will say, I have no idea how people are successful in this organization. It's weird. A lot of my large clients, just for fun, I will ask them, how does someone get ahead here? They'll be like, I don't know. It's like a black box. I'm like, that's crazy. Now, this is a very simplistic concept that we have. And again, a lot of our ideas aren't appropriate for your organizations, but hopefully you can take the general idea and translate it. But we have something called finder, minder, binder, grinder. A grinder gets a lot of work done, bills a lot of hours, does a lot of stuff. Grinders, people who can do a lot, are very valuable in the organization. Binders bind the clients to the firm. Those kind of people that they just bind with people, they bond with people. They'll keep the clients to the firm because they do great work, but they're also likable. They're binders. Minders are great managers. They manage people well. They manage assignment well. And finders are new business generators. If you're a finder, minder, binder, grinder, you're me. And most people, we grade people on this score. So again, maybe completely not applicable to your environment, but think about whether the average employee would say they understand what the clear path to success in the organization is. That makes people happy. Over-communicate. Now, I'm in the communications business, so I might say this, but over-communication is so powerful. It does the following. Again, it makes people feel more owner-like because they have the same information that the owners have. So every weekend on Sunday night, I write something called the J Lowdown. My name's J Prosek, J Lowdown. And it is basically what's going on in the company, what's going on the week coming, what went on the week behind, and it's everything. Clients we lost, clients we won, people we hired, why we hired them. It is all the transparent, real-time information they need. it cuts down on the water cooler gossip like magic over communication, because people aren't left to their own devices to make their own conclusions. They are just overwhelmed with, transparency. And in a world where, as you know, it's not just about, what we do, but it's about how we do it. We're being measured every day by our employees about how we do things. So the more you can tell them about what we're doing and how we're doing it, and how we're doing it is authentic and right and real and ethical and all the rest of it, the more empowered and the more loyal they'll be.